it is our fight, but it's like, it's something I feel very delicate about having a stance on. And I will be very clear about that. I have good news.
What's that?
My wife got full clearance today to do whatever she wants. So we are just shy of 9 months from D-Day, whatever you want to call it, May 14th, 2018. My life got very complicated. More so for my wife because she had a spiral fracture of her tibia and a clean break of the upper part of her fibula up near the kneecap. And for anyone out there who follows football, it's the exact same injury that Alex Smith had, where he then got an infection and he almost lost his leg and his career is on the outs, whatever. But let's talk about details, because the details of this are pretty bonkers. So it's pretty fascinating that 9 months out, my wife is now getting to the point where there's bone union and we're celebrating these small, tiny wins. But essentially, she broke her leg in half, the lower leg, roller skating, outside. And what they do to repair that, the orthopedic takes a drill that's probably that long, drills out the bone marrow inside the tibia, and then literally hammers in with a sledgehammer, a titanium rod, and then puts 2 screws up by the knee and then 2 screws down by the ankle. And then because hers was such a complicated break, they actually put what looks like a zip tie. It's not a zip tie, it's a medical zip tie. It probably costs a lot more money than a zip tie. But on the x-ray, it looks like a zip tie. So they put that around the actual bone break because it was actually like, think about a barbershop pole, was actually like a spiral break. So setting it doesn't actually set it, so they actually needed to fix it with something. And the tibia is the slowest bone in your body to heal. They normally say that it takes a year under perfect circumstances for it to fully heal. So she is maybe 90% full bone growth on her tibia after 9 months. She still has a long way to go because she has still a lot of atrophy and a lot of unevenness between her right leg and her left leg. There's still a lot of nerve issues with her ankle. All things that aren't part of the break, but they're all part of, we talk about it a lot on the show where the body is incredibly smart and it knows how to protect itself. And when her body went into protect mode for her lower leg, her knee basically locked in place and her quad stopped moving, her hamstring stopped moving, her ankle didn't move for almost 3 months. And then when it did start moving again, they instantly put it in an air cast. So it didn't move for almost 6 months. So if you think about all the scar tissue that builds up and all of that, and then the damage from actually a very, very traumatic surgery, there's a lot going on with all of this. So, and I know you guys have heard it. I know I've talked about it on the show because it's been a monstrous part of my life. I mean, my wife is my life, and everything about her process has been complicated. It's been tiring. It's been frustrating to watch this person that you care so much about struggle so badly. And for anybody that's been watching Amanda Batty's recovery from her broken ankle, a lot of what she's been going through is really, really similar to what my wife, Amanda, it's funny that they share the same name, to what my wife has been going through as well, of not only the physical pain, but the emotional trauma, the struggles of going back out into the world and interacting with this world where you don't have your full mobility, and just how complicated it all is. So I know I've talked about a lot of broader topics about, just being better and living one day at a time and cherishing every moment and being present in every moment. And a lot of those are driven directly because of this awful experience that I've gone through with my wife and trying to take care of her and help her get better one day at a time. And for this morning, this morning was the surgeon appointment, and for him to tell us that he gave her full clearance if she wants to go play basketball, if she wants to go run, if she wants to go do all of these things, she's fully cleared to go do all of them. But there's still if you want to run correctly, you need to have good balance between both of your legs, and we talked about that this week on this week's show with Eric, about making sure that all of your mechanics are right, because your body will figure out how to balance everything out. And so she's still got some work to do before she can start to run again. But shoot, guys, for where it was 9 months ago to where it was this morning, it was really, really hard for me to not break down and start crying in the examination room, and you try and be tough for your wife, and you try and be, I'm not going to let this doctor see me cry because he hasn't seen me cry yet, and it's one of those situations where it's just, shit, it's been a lot, and I'm not the one going through it. So I am hugely relieved. I am incredibly happy for my wife. I'm so proud of all of the stuff that she's done. She's doing at least an hour of PT every single night to work on this, to get it better, and you really don't understand how complicated life can be until you get a wrench thrown in it. And so I just want to share some real life stuff and not talk about more ethereal, big picture items, and share something that's really close to my heart and something that I'm very, very happy with today. So click below, subscribe, send your comments. I'm sure you guys have your own stories of stuff that you've had to deal with and stuff that you've had to overcome. So share those with us, because that's how we all connect, and that's how we all feel like we're not alone. And so look up this week's podcast with Eric. Go find his 3 questions, listen to what he thinks about crunchy and smooth peanut butter, and more importantly, which direction that the toilet paper should be pulled from. And enjoy this week's podcast. And until next week, this is John. See you guys next week. Thanks.